Hello, parents and guardians. My name is John Gregg. I work for the district, and I'm here to present to you 9 distance learning tips and tricks during this unprecedented time. Let's get right into some optimism before we begin. We know that these are unusual times, and eventually it will come to an end, and things will get better. In fact, we'll even have toilet paper again someday. Hang in there, but in the meantime, let these tips and tricks help guide you to make for this time to be the best time possible. Tips and tricks number 1. With distance learning, it's very important to set the tone. Make sure that the student knows that this is not a vacation. There is work to be done. So it doesn't mean that this has to be harsh as a tone goes, but it does need to be very clear that the student does have a responsibility to get things done. Otherwise, that student would normally be in the brick and mortar building at this same time. Tips and tricks number 2, create a schedule. Students need routine. It's very important that you set up that routine that is followed on a daily basis. Doesn't matter where you put the items that the student has to do throughout the day, but stick to those items. If you start off the morning with some writing assignments, then maybe go to math, then science, throw in lunch, a recess, throw in bathroom breaks. But whatever schedule you do create, make sure again that it is consistent. The student needs that routine. Tips and tricks number 3. Make sure that you create a learning space. Should be quiet, comfortable, and it's a dedicated space that says, when I'm in this space, I'm here to do work for school. You also want that space to be as free from as many distractions as possible. Speaking of distractions, tips and tricks number 4. Do your best to limit distractions. That can include everything from the dog that constantly barks to other students who are in the household. Could they each possibly have their own space so that each individual student can limit those distractions? We all know that that is not always possible, but limiting distractions could also include making sure the student doesn't have a personal cell phone during school time. We all know that when that phone rings or when it's clear that a message was sent, the student automatically becomes distracted. TVs can also be distractions during school time. So again, think about those distractions when your student is trying to get work done. Tips and tricks number 5. Maintain breaks. We all need breaks. Keep the small breaks and also keep the recess break. It's very important, again, that we're trying to duplicate some of the same routines that students are used to during the school day. And we all need those mental breaks. Tips and tricks number 6. Distance learning has resulted in a lot more screen time. A lot of districts are moving to one-on-one with devices, being at home, with students obviously doing all their lessons online. It's not the case for all grade levels, but we all know that those students are doing a lot of screen time with homework assignments. Try to limit the amount of screen time that your student has. Try to mix in some of the assignments with hard copy assignments. Try to mix some of those assignments in with project-based assignments. Tell a student to do a science experiment. Instead of necessarily watching that science experiment on the computer, maybe that student can actually conduct that science experiment. Just make sure that it's safe. Tips and tricks number 7, maintain relationships. It's very important that students still talk to their friends. So unfortunately, at this time, that means that they're probably going to have to do a video chat or some kind of device chat, but it is important that they get that time to do that. But keep in mind, that is additional screen time, so the magic part here is finding that balance. Tips and tricks number 8, create time for fun. Change can be very stressful for the parent and also for the student. So try to incorporate, whether it's into the schedule or after the schedule that you have every day, times where the family can just have fun. We're all playing different roles here, and it's sometimes tough to go from one role to the next, from educator to parent. It's very difficult. So try to schedule in those times for fun so everyone can have a break. And lastly, most importantly, parents, talk to other parents. You need your social interaction too, and you need a chance to vent with other adults, to talk about what's working or not working for other families and parents. So conduct your own video calls and communicate with those who might help you feel just a little bit better during this difficult time. Parents and guardians, I can't say it enough. On behalf of the district, thank you for everything that you're doing to help out our students. We're all in this together, and eventually it will come to an end. In the meantime, don't forget these tips and tricks, and if there's anything we can do, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you again.